And here's another thing I can't stand. People saying how easy it is to get a job now. It was hard. It was the hardest shit to get a job, you know. Even like these garbage jobs, it's the most difficult thing. Like, oh, because the way the world is now, everyone's looking for work now. Everything's, I don't know. Like, I just keep seeing that everywhere and like hearing that. Like, people are saying it's like the easiest time to get a job right now. But I call bullshit on that 100%. But yeah, I mean, I got the papers, whatever I needed. Took forever. And that's when I started looking for jobs during high school, because my mom literally every day, she was like, you need a job now, you have to learn what it's like to be an adult, you have to blah blah blah. And I would literally, like, she'd drive me around, I'd go to places, and she would tell me like, oh, just walk in there, you know, act confident and tell them like, hey, you know, are you looking for somebody, you know, like that kind of shit, like asking for a job. So we would spend the day going to places, and all these fucking people, every single one of these people told me to go online. Like, I'd literally go there, they just look at me and say, go online, and that's it. You know, I never got one interview walking in. Not one single interview walking into these places. And my mom got pissed off. Like, I would come back to the car and she was like all pissed off, like, oh, you know. So this is what we did. We just like applied. My mom like applied for me to all these places, and I got nothing back. Like, no calls, no anything back during my whole like high school time. Like, I never had a job in high school. You know, I was supposed to have one, but I just never got one. Like, literally nobody called me back, nobody emailed me back, nothing happened. All the places, you wouldn't believe, I probably went to at least like 30 places, you know. Like, me and my mom just like she's just driving me around, like when I was a teenager. And one day she was like, oh, maybe you should go to the guitar shop. Like, she kept like talking about that, like, oh, because there's a guitar shop like not that far from my house. And she was like, oh, you need to go to the guitar shop, you're gonna love it there. Ask them if they need any help, if they need if they need somebody. And I was already thinking in my head from like all the jobs that like or the people that just told me to go online, that it was like pointless, you know, because I never had one interview when I was in high school for a job. Like, they just literally looked at me like they all said the same thing, looked at me with like a blank stare and said, go apply online. And then just like, that was it, you know. I would come in there like all nice and kind, like, hey, I'm looking for a job, can you help me out? And then they'd be like, go online. But yeah, I walked down to this guitar shop, and it was like a guitar repair place. I didn't know how to repair guitars, and my mom was like, oh, just tell them you're eager to learn. They like that. They like confidence. They like, you know. So she was like, tell them, you know, you're eager to learn, you can learn it. And I was like, all right, you know, might as well. So I walked in there. It was like kind of awkward. It was the smallest shop I've ever seen in my life. Like, it was so small, guys. And I walk in there and I said, hey, you know, I'm looking for a job, you know, like all that shit, like introducing myself. And the dude, literally, it was this old dude. He just started laughing. He's like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, dude, this is the most dead store ever. We don't need anybody. And then that's when I told him like what my mom said, like, oh, I'm eager to learn. I can. And then he just started laughing even more. He's like, you don't even know how to fix guitars and you're coming here. And like, he just made me feel like shit. Fuck that guy. Like, seriously, he just made me feel like shit. He was just laughing at me. He's like, why would you even come down here if you don't even know how to fix guitars? Ha ha ha. You know. And I just went home, and to make it even worse, I went home, and my mom, she was talking, she was like, oh, how'd it go? And I was like, the dude, like, I told her what happened, and she didn't believe me. Like, she thought that I didn't go, or that, like, that didn't happen, or, like, I didn't try or some shit. And, like, she got all mad. She's like, oh, you're making shit up. That didn't happen. Even though the dude literally just fucking laughed in my face and said, like, yeah, we don't need anybody. This is a dead store. It was like one of those mom and pop shops where it was like owned by like a person or some shit. I don't know, but this store, like, you could tell it was a dead store. Like, seriously, who goes to a guitar? Like, he's kind of right. You know, I kind of thought about it. Like, who's breaking their guitar anytime soon? You know, he probably gets like one customer a day, if that. You know, how is he gonna pay me, and why would he even want me on board? You know, but he just made me feel like shit. And then like after that, I was still looking for jobs, and then eventually like my mom gave up. You know, like, cause she was literally with me like some of the times, like getting a job, like just sitting in the back, like watching me like interact with these people, and them just telling me to like get the fuck out and go online. And my mom was like, yeah, just wait till you're out of high school, you know. And I did, and then I finally got my first job which took for fucking ever too. Like I had to apply online, and after I applied online, they literally didn't message me back. So I walked in there, and I walked in there with my friend because we both went for the job, and we were like, "Fuck it, let's just walk in," you know. Finally, like it was like weeks after we submitted that shit, we walk in and the dude's like, "Oh hey, who are you guys?" And then finally, like he looked at our resumes, he's like, "Oh, I guess I can let you on board." Like he could tell he didn't want to. Like he was literally like telling us like, "Huh, you know, it's a little bit of hard work. I don't know if you guys are looking for this kind." Like he was just like stalling and being weird, and me and him were just like, "We want this," and he was like, I don't know. It was just weird. Like I don't know how to explain it. It was just a weird interaction, but we eventually got the job, finally, and that was that. That was my first job like that I had, but it shouldn't be that take that fucking long, you know. And this is not the old world. You can't just walk into places and say, "Hey, can I have a job?" That doesn't work anymore. Every job I'm going to do from now on is all going to be online. Maybe I'll follow up if they don't fucking get back to me like always, because I did work once, you know, like I said, for that job. But that dude was being a dick too. He literally was like, "Oh, you know, I don't know if you guys want this job." It was just so weird. It's like he didn't want us there. And he eventually, I guess, like caved in and like hired us. But it was like a weird. You had to be there to like see it. It was fucking weird. But I mean, yeah, my mom was working since she was 10 years old in a fucking factory. You could not do that nowadays. You know, this is a different world. I can't stand these older generations who like belittle all these fucking kids and tell them how easy everything should be. It's bullshit. It's complete bullshit. I can't even imagine if you're a teenager finding a job now. I mean, Jesus Christ. Probably not even I don't even know. They're probably not even looking for anybody, you know? But, I mean, yeah, finding a job, it's not easy at all. It really isn't. It sucks. But, I mean, I have one now, so, I mean, you know, that's that. But it still sucks. Like, the process is just bullshit.